Hi students, I am Bazi from Meslower Dizzy Classroom. In previous session we discussed about what is the health and what is the disease and what is different types of factors like physical, mental and social factors which decides our health and what is acute and chronic diseases and how the diseases are spread, whether it is a non-infectious or infectious. Now we are going to know about what is different types of infectious diseases, how they are spread and its treatment and its prevention. You know how we get the disease. What is meant by an infectious disease? The infectious diseases generally the major cause of any infectious disease is the microbe. The microbes are very different. The microbes may be the bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoans and other different types group of microbes are there to cause various types of diseases. Why they cause different diseases? You know, almost all of the microbes sharing the common feature, that is their size, but their biochemical pathways are different from each other, which causes different types of diseases, and their target organs and tissues are very different. Hence we must understand different types of diseases, how they spread and their biochemical pathways, because it is easy to treat for a specific disease. The disease caused by a virus, for example, if you see diseases like common cold, measles, mumps, polio, rubella, influenza and even hepatitis or HIV or AIDS, or it may be a severe disease like SARS, all are the viral causing diseases. And in the same manner, the bacteria also spread certain diseases, certain common diseases like Aachen, typhoid, tuberculosis, diphtheria, whooping cough, diarrhea, pneumonia, tetanus, gonorrhea, and a severe disease like anthrax. In the same manner, the fungi also cause the common diseases like eye infections, skin rashes or skin infections, roundworms, mucormycosis, candidiasis, aspergillosis, etc. These are different types of common diseases spread by a fungi. The protozoans are which are causing different types of diseases like malaria, leishmania, trypanosoma and many more diseases in human being. The certain worms like roundworms, tapeworm, hookworm, pinworms, almost these are different types of parasites which are also present in our body and which may cause the damage. The common example of the disease is elephantiasis. If you observe the elephantiasis, it stays lifelong. Almost all of these viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoans, almost all these microbes shows different types of signs and symptoms to cause a disease, and they show different types of signs and symptoms for a particular disease. And this is very important for to know that their biological characteristics, how they are involved in causing the disease. For example, if you are getting a fever, then the doctor prescribes you certain medicines. Whenever if you observe the medicines, maximum they consisting of antibiotics. Why they are writing the antibiotics depends on your symptoms and signs. they prefer antibiotics. Most of the diseases are caused by bacteria, especially. You know why you are taking antibiotics, how they work in your body. Almost all these types of antibiotics works on different types of biochemical pathways of microbes, especially the bacteria. You know, these antibiotics works on one of the biochemical pathway of bacteria that helps in the building of cell wall. And this pathway is break down by these antibiotics. Then the bacteria will not build its cell wall, automatically it dies. And this type of pathways, this type of medicines, for example the penicillin, which break down the making of cell wall in the bacteria, and which avoids the or which acts on the biochemical pathway of the bacterial cell wall building, and it leads to death of a bacteria. But it is not effects on human beings. Like this, the number of organisms or microbes have their own way of biochemical pathways. Depends on that, scientists discover or invent different types of drugs to treat or to break or to act on these type of biochemical pathways. And also they predict the way of disease, how they spread, and how these infectious diseases are spread from various modes of transmission, and they identify various paths. The mode of transmission of diseases or spreading of diseases depends on different types of factors. You know how they are transmitted. So far, we in previous session we already discussed about how they are spreading. The mode of transmission of diseases may be contagious, that means communal way of spreading of the disease. You know, or it may have different ways of spreading of the disease. Generally, almost all the diseases are spread very fast by air. You know, if you stand besides of a infected person who have the coughing or sneezing, whenever he sneezed, the droplets which are released from him, they may be enter into your respiratory tract through air, and it may also cause a chance of disease. And this the same infection you might be seen in next day. And this is one of the mode of transmission of disease through air, and it is majorly observed in classrooms or colleges or heavy crowded areas. Like the common cold, tuberculosis or pneumonia, etc., almost all these diseases are spread in this way. And the air plays very important role in the spreading of these type of diseases. Almost all these are more susceptible to get diseases through air. You know, diseases are also spread through water. If you observe in rural areas or villages, the people they are using water from the near local water body, and they do different types of activities at that water body, like washing of clothes, cleaning, or even they are doing number of activities like bathing, etc. You know, some people are going for excretion. This is one of the bad situation in our nation, and now it is also prevented. And excretion in especially rural areas, it is a very dangerous spread of disease. You know, someone who excrete at the nearby water body have any gut infections, automatically if it is mixed with water, it may lead to different types of diseases, especially the cholera, which is spreading in this manner from one place to another place, from upper stream villages to lower stream villages. Almost all the area may be affected by this cholera. You know, in this way the diseases are also spread through water. Like these diseases like cholera and typhoid also, which is one of the waterborne disease. And about the Salmonella typhi, one of the bacteria present in the water, it may cause the disease typhoid. You know, in this manner number of diseases are spread by water. You know, maximum people in the world are died due to waterborne diseases. when compared to other diseases. In the same manner, the diseases are spread through air, water, and also certain diseases are not spread by direct contact. They may transmit through sexual organs or direct closest physical contacts. We call them as sexually transmitted diseases. They will not transmit to casual physical contact like handshaking or hugs, etc. But they will transmit through sexual organs or deep physical contacts, like the diseases like hepatitis B, HIV, which may leads to AIDS. These are very dangerous diseases which are only transmitted to sexually contacted. In case of AIDS, it may transmit from direct contact of blood during blood donations or from mother to children during pregnancy, and this may be one of the cause for transmission of disease from one person to another person. Sometimes the diseases are also spread by certain other animals or insects or certain creatures which may become one of the cause for transmitting of disease from one person to another person or from one animal to another person. We call them as vectors or intermediaries because they carry disease from one person to another person, but they don't show any symptoms, but they don't infected by those diseases. Generally, we are all sufferers of mosquito bites, and the female mosquito needs a warm blood as a ready-made food to lay mature eggs. That's why it feeds on human body for food. At the same time, it releases certain parasites into our body, and the parasites enter into our bloodstream. It may cause various types of diseases. The diseases like Zika virus, malaria, dengue, chikungunya, yellow fever, almost all these types of diseases are spreading only through the mosquito bites, and it may lead to death of number of people. These are various types of modes of spreading of diseases from one person to another person or within the community or within the nation, and it may become an epidemic disease. How they are spreading, we understand, but how they are enter into a specific tissue or a specific organ in our body. When compared to microbe, our body is very vast. When microbe enter into our body, where did it finds its place and in which tissue it will go? How can it decide its place in our body? Whether all the microorganisms will go to the same place in our body? Exactly no, because it depends basically on the entry point of the microbe. If they enter into our nose, obviously they will reach to our lungs, and it may cause various types of diseases like tuberculosis, pneumonia, and different types of lung problems. In the same manner, if they enter into your mouth, they will reach to your stomach and also may reach to different types of body parts through bloodstream. It may cause or it may place anywhere in our body, and it may cause various types of problems in different parts of our body. They may go to liver, they may go to kidneys, or they may reach to brain, or they may reach to heart or any muscles or bones or nervous system. It depends. Certain enters through mosquito bites and they may reach to various body parts. They may affect various parts of our body like brain, liver, red blood cells, or even they may attack on immune system. And these microbes must be target on a specific tissue or a specific organ in our body, and the microbes enter into our body, they may target a specific type of tissue or a specific type of organ. It may show certain symptoms and signs of a disease. The symptoms shows the organ specific or tissue specific manifestations. If the brain is the target, it shows the symptoms like headache, vomitings, fits, or unconsciousness. If the lungs are the target and it shows the symptoms like coughing, sneezing, watering, or fever. If the skin is the target, it may lead to rashes or reddening of the skin, etc. In the same manner, certain tissues are the target in our body, it may lead to muscle pains, joint pains, or unconsciousness if it is attack on nervous system. And these are various types of target organs in and target tissues in our body, and which are the susceptible for disease. In the same manner, certain symptoms which are shown by our body due to fighting against the disease, that is our immune system. If the immune system shows the fighting against the disease, it shows certain symptoms. Whenever if you are having a wound with a pus, automatically you can find out the pain, a light pain or a swelling around the wound. How it forms? It is due to the fighting of our immune system. If you feel the inflammation around the wound, that means our immune system recruits the cells which are fighting against the disease. And in this process, we get symptoms like inflammation, swelling, pain, reddening, itching around the wound. And this is one of the best example of our immune system fighting against a disease. If the person have a poor immune system, which is due to bad habits or poor lifestyle or indiscipline or irresponsibility or negligence towards their life, it may lead to a poor immune system. Here, the poor immune system is one of the reason for getting diseases. Even a small cold may become a pneumonia, or a small fever can take the death. Even a small fever can take the life. And also a small motion may become a diarrhea. A small vomiting can be disturb your entire life. Almost all these types of symptoms we may find in immune disorder diseases, especially in AIDS. The people of AIDS are died only due to these types of immune disorders, because weakening of immune system leads to death of the human being. The severity of the disease depends on the number of microbes present in our body. The lesser the number, and the disease will be the negligible or unnoticeable. Whereas if the number of microbes are very high, automatically it leads to life threatening, maybe in sometimes. This is the way of number of microbes influencing on our health. In this way, number of diseases are spread through various types of causative organisms and also different types of modes of transmissions. For this, the scientists are discovered or invented way of treatment, how you have to treat a disease. Okay, next time we will meet again and we will discuss about how they are treated and prevented and immunized. Okay students, bye bye.